Moving on to 11 through 15 in depth. Number 11 says the graph below shows a system of equations. One line represents a linear function and the other is an absolute value function. What is the solution to this system? The linear function there is the blue line, it's straight. The absolute value function would change direction, so that is the green line. If we look at our options here, we notice that both of the x-intercepts are an option, but the location where they meet is actually the solution set, making x there 3.5, also known as 7/2. And the y there is -1/2 or 0.5, making d the solution. With the only trick being the 7/2 part of it might be a little hard to recognize. Just know that 3.5 is the same value. Number 12, a system of equations has infinitely many solutions. If one equation is y equals 2x plus 5, which equation would be the other? Uh, for two equations to have infinitely many solutions, they would have to actually be the same line graphed over the top of one another. So one of these other equations is actually the exact same as y equals 2x plus 5. So we notice a lot of them have been multiplied by 3 in some capacity. D is the only one where y and 2x plus 5 have both been multiplied by 3, meaning it is proportionately the same. Okay, so D is your correct answer there. All right, number 13, evaluate the equation. What is the value of -6x? So we actually want to solve for x, and then we're going to multiply it by -6 to see what we get. So let's isolate x here. So first we want to get rid of plus 14. So we're going to subtract both sides, leaving you with 2/5 x equals 24. And then we want to get rid of the 2/5. We could multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of the divided by 5 portion of that. You now have 2x equals 120. And then we could divide both sides by 2, leaving you with x equals 60. Okay, and then the final part there would be to do the -6 times 60, giving you -360. So for your answer booklet there, you would want to enter in -360. Okay, moving up to 14. All right, 14 gives us two equations. This would be a system of linear equations. If the solution to this system of equations is x, y, what is the value of y? The quickest and best way here would be just to graph both of these in Desmos.com, giving you this graph right here. And we'll notice that those two lines are crossing at -2 for x and -1 for y. So that's not multiple choice. So we want to make sure we only put the y value. And so you could put -1. You could also solve this algebraically using the substitution method. Note if I take this equation and then I just plug in what y equals, which is 3x plus 5. Okay, you could distribute, giving you 4x plus 6x plus 10. Combine like terms here, we get 10x. Go ahead and get rid of this 10 while we're at it. And that gives us -20. And we know 10, if we divide -20 by 10, we get x equals -2. And then I could plug -2 in for this x up here, which gets us -6 plus 5, which is -1. So whether you use the algebra method or Desmos, you get the same answer. I would suggest using Desmos for the sake of time. Number 15, which of the following solutions would be the center of the circle and its radius for a circle graphed as x minus 10 squared plus y minus k squared equals 100? Okay, there is a formula for the center of a circle. It's in the video I have on my channel. I've also included it here for this problem. The h is here, the k is here, and the radius is there. So the 10, you'll notice it could be negative 10 or positive 10, but because of this, how the formula is written, it's going to be positive 10. We're going to flip the negative to a positive because of how that's written. It's got to be C or D there. Now the question is the radius 100 or is it 10? Well, notice in the equation, it's radius squared. So if they're saying 100 up above, then it's actually a radius of 10 because 10 squared is 100. So D would be our correct answer.